this is very sad news. We're just walking into, hold on, I guess we have to do it this way. Just walked into our new house here in Moncton and got like 25, 30 people emailing me saying, Charlie Watts is dead. Here's the deal from TMZ, who were the first to break the story today. Charlie Watts, the Rolling Stone only drummer for nearly 6 decades, died Tuesday in London. TMZ has learned Charlie was in London's Royal Marsden Hospital when he passed away, and we're told Shirley, his wife of nearly 57 years, was by his sides. Stones just announced earlier this month that Charlie, their eldest band member, would not be able to play with them, so obviously he was having a lot of issues. That is amazing. When you consider there have been lineup changes, of course, in the Rolling Stones, but Charlie, their only drummer, and he drummed like a sort of like a jazz drummer at times. You know what I mean? He didn't drum like other drummers. Yeah, what a sad, incredible loss. We just walked into, after traveling across the country, to move into this place. I've met Charlie a few times. Oh, cool. He was always a gentleman, and he came off that way too. A lot of folks I had a lot of colleagues who had a chance to meet him, and he kind of did it his own way. I mean, I hate to sound cliche, but that's kind of the way it was. Damn, who's next? Brian says. They're all at that opportunistic age. That's the thing. Hell, I'm 61. I'm at that age. Any damn thing could happen. So you never know what's going to strike you. Sorry if I'm not the right way for I'm lengthwise here. But what incredible news. What else are they saying? The band did reveal what the procedure was. Watts had been diagnosed with throat cancer in 2004. This is a while ago, old news. But after treatment went into remission, and he and the Rolling Stones immediately launched into a 2-year-long tour. They're all sending, there's accolades, and drummers all over the world are sending their, I can't believe messages out into the internet because he influenced so many drummers. Underrated in some ways, even though, of course, the Stones were one of the biggest bands in the history of rock and roll. But he will be greatly missed. Sorry about the noise. When we bought this house about a month ago, we didn't know it was going to have Honky Tonk Charlie. Well said. It's raining here. That's why someone had asked, what's wrong with your hair? Because it's raining. Very sad news. Big loss in rock and roll. Again, I'll say what I always say when big rockers die who have been with us longer than we've been alive at times. He was 80 years old. We always feel this thing of going, well, if he's dead, that kind of longevity thing. We check in a little bit. As they say, you can't cheat the hangman. You never know who's going to die. And as a few people have already said, who's next? God, Charlie Watts, dead at 80. Just to recap, this is from TMZ. Charlie was in London's Royal Marsden Hospital when he passed away, and we're told Shirley, his wife of 57 years, was by his sides. The Stones just, of course, announced that they were going to go on tour with a replacement. Obviously, at that time, they weren't going to tell us what was really going on because it was a private matter, but losing a drummer of that magnitude is always a sad day in rock and roll. And as many people have already mentioned, a true gentleman in rock and roll, he's been their only drummer. And I see a lot of people on here now. Someone had just said I didn't know he was that old. I can't say that but the thing about rock stars is you really think about how old they are unless you see them. Like Keith, there's that joke about Keith Richards, of course, where at the end of the world, someone had told me once, at the end of the world, there will be cockroaches, Keith Richards, and a Subaru Outback out there. I had a Subaru, they're good cars. But you never think about how old they are. Now, it just broke in on CNN that their headline was just basically the same as ours and TMZ. I'm kind of shocked. There are certain deaths in rock and roll. Thank you for the donation. Is that you, John? I appreciate that. Thank you. Sad news. Thanks, Dave Myers. rock star in the truest sense, but in a different type of way when it comes to Charlie Watts. Hey, he didn't drum like other drummers, you know. He seemed like a sort of reserved, wink in your eye kind of soul. The whole band had that kind of devil may care feel to what they did. They were different in that way. You know, when I looked up, I met her a few years ago, I was going to do a thing on the Rolling Stones, and I thought, I never really thought, what's the biggest Rolling Stone album? And I looked it up, and Some Girls was their biggest album. I'm going, what? After everything that happened in the 60s? Some Girls is their biggest album, and it was their biggest selling album. I was so incredibly surprised. Sorry, I'm sweating up a storm here because we don't have air conditioning in this new house. Let me see if there's any other news on here. A rep for the group tells TMZ, it is with immense sadness that we announce the death of beloved Charlie Watts. Charlie was a cherished husband, father, grandfather, and also a member of the Rolling Stones, one of the greatest drummers of his generation. I mean, you're going to get every drummer known to mankind coming forward and basically saying how much Charlie Watts influenced them. He wasn't a big influence on me because of the way he drummed. It wasn't just my style of drumming, but you know, when you consider how long, the longevity of a band like the Stones, it's kooky. Ronnie Burns, rest in peace, Charlie. You will be missed. That's horrible, rest in peace. I'm just reading some of the comments here. I'm going to go into my YouTube so I can read the comments as they come in. Sorry, guys. But this is such a big one, you know, when you consider the Stones. Let me see if I can find my... Sorry about the me trying to find this. Here we go. Hopefully I'll see the comments and I'll be able to go back and see what you people have said. Here we go. Oh, sorry. That's the ad. Okay, now we're going in. Whew, it's hot in this house. Snowman, sorry for the loss of a great drummer. Hawkford, Ron Davies, John Densmore is alive and well. Isa wrote, I'm so sad. Jao, rest in peace, Charlie. I am anonymous, instantly recognizable when you heard the drums. One of the best comments, very, very true. He had his own style. Dave Ferris, so sad to hear the news. Charlie's individuality was so much part of the Stones sound. Sean Conlon, bummer news. Lots of heroes are going to start going. You know, that's the thing. It's so true. Sorry if I'm sweating like a pig here because there's no air conditioning in this house until, I think, 2 days. Jumping Jack Charlie, Michael Arnold wrote. Yeah. Sherry Phelps, rest in peace, Charlie. Thanks for everything, Charlie. That's nice to say that. The Minutemen. Conrad Brewer, I haven't seen a comment yet from those guys. It doesn't mean it hasn't come in, but I haven't seen a comment yet. Just FYI, because we're moving in here, we do a long, normal, we would do an obituary tribute, but we just moved into this house like an hour ago, and everything's still packed. So I'm on my iPad and I'm doing this. Anyway, thanks. I think it was John who gave us our donation. We didn't ask for it, but thank you. Tish Franz, thanks for the memories, Charlie. You are already missed. Jeez, I'm still in shock. Let me go back into TMZ and see if there's anything else they wrote. Usually they'll have an update. They're big on updates. Oh yeah, a good point. His passing is the first death for the Stones since, Brian Jones. They got a picture of him from 1966. But that's true, because Brian Jones, remember, he drowned. And they had Charlie met Shirley, his current wife, before the Stones formed, and they got married that year. After that, they had one daughter, Serafina. The couple have grandkids. So here you go. Just wanted to put this on here. Again, we're waiting for a big steel box to come and give us our furniture. This is not usually the kind of videos we put up. Usually we put up a big like a big tribute to anybody who passes away. But unfortunately, we are stuck in a house with, look at this, no furniture. And there's a dog. And so we have limited resources right now. Thanks for the donation. I didn't see who that was from. Oh, Maria Day. Thanks, Maria. You're always a great supporter. Susan Anderson said complications from surgery. I'm Anonymous. Say thanks for putting this up so fast. Barry Bowman says he's with Brian Jones now. Yeah, no kidding. Anyway, guys, this was just a quick message. I'm sorry I have to cut this short because, I mean, it's Charlie Watts. But I just want to get the news out to you really fast. Man, I'm sweating. And we'll be in touch with you in the next day or two as we get unpacked, and we'll get more information on this when we get it up, okay? Take good care of yourself. Thanks, man.